Hi everybody. God, I've been eating chocolate, you can see already. It's Fiona Clark here, the Zenergizer, and today I'm going to talk to you about the last meridian of the 14, which is the spleen. Now, those of you who have been following me, you know that I've been talking about all the different meridians that we use in tapping. In fact, I don't use all of them, but I've been talking about all of them because in some ways we do connect with them. So if you know about tapping, emotional freedom technique, EFT, fast EFT, we tap on certain points of the face and the body. And the reason we do that is because we're stimulating those energy points. Instead of putting acupuncture needles in, we're putting our fingers on them and we're tapping and we're changing those emotions and all sorts of different things that go on. So I've been talking to you a lot more about what the meridians are focused on, what they represent physically, emotionally, and obviously structurally as well. Now, the spleen is the yin organ to the stomach. Now, the yin organs are all the organs that are working all the time. So your spleen, your kidneys, your liver, your heart, and your circulation, they are always working, but they always have a partner. And so spleen is partnered with stomach. So spleen, as we know, it also includes the pancreas. It works with the pancreas, but it also works with the entire digestive system. Now, the spleen is also responsible for letting go of all the old red blood cells, but increasing and storing the white blood cells. So this is why it's really important that it's cleansing our blood, but it's also boosting our immune system. Now, the spleen meridian starts on the inside of the big toe and it comes all the way up the legs and it sort of zigzags and it comes up sort of about here and level with the armpit, and then it comes down. So just on our bra straps, for those of us who are ladies and wear bras, it finishes here. So when we use this in tapping, we do tap this point on the bra strap. And the emotions that we have that are connected to the spleen are a lot of worry that goes on. Now, I know that some people are worry buckets, and if they haven't got anything, and my mum's one of these actually, and I say if she hasn't got anything in her worry bucket, she will find something to get it in her worry bucket. So if you feel that you are a worrier, spleen may well be not flowing to its maximum or in its most beautiful state. So, and of course, when we're feeling worried and when we're feeling, what else is it? It is a lot to do with worry. When we have those worries, we mess around with our digestive system. It doesn't work, does it? We know the stomach, the seat of all emotions. And remember, the spleen and the stomach are working together. So they really need to be in synergy for the digestion process to be working to its maximum and to working as it should. So if you're worried, you are going to be affecting your immune system. So some of the other emotions that we have in spleen are feeling disapproved, having those feelings that you don't have the faith in your future. Maybe you've got anxiety in the future. See, well, this the worry is coming up. Maybe you're feeling that worry is creating a lack of confidence. All right? Lots of things going on with spleen. So this is why quite often when we're using this in tapping, I don't always use this point when I'm tapping with clients, but if I feel my immune system is running a bit low, I will tap this point. So it's under here, it's bilateral, so it's both sides, and you can tap underneath on your bra strap, or really it's above where the elbow is actually, it's on those ribs at the side, and that will boost your immune system, okay? It is, and I'll give you a little tip here, there is a sequence in tapping that I have used, and I don't know many people who do use this, for cravings. And spleen is one of them. We use under here, under here, under here. Now, the reason we use this one is because if we are craving for certain foods, then more often than not, they're the foods that are not really very good for us, the sugars, the biscuits, the chocolates, the cakes, all these things. Those are the things that we generally crave when we're worried, or we've got that seat of emotions and it's all going around here and we're like all in a piccalilli. So by tapping one of these points, this one, and this one, we are boosting our immune system. So the worry creates that lack of flow in that meridian, and so we're boosting it up on this one. So that's another little bit of information for you. Now there's another really important point on the spleen meridian, and this is known as spleen 6. Now I'm not going to get my leg up on the table here, but I'm going to show you on my hand. So if you think, now this is again another tonic point. We've talked about these in some of the other meridians. Not every point is a tonic point, and I don't think every meridian necessarily has tonic points on them. But the spleen meridian has this point which is known as spleen 6, and they also refer to this as the 3 yin crossing, because it is the kidney, the spleen and the liver meridians that go through this point. Now if you think of this as your leg, and this is the inside of your leg, and you've got your ankle bone here, it is literally 3 fingers width up from that point. Okay, so whatever that is, and those are your fingers. Whenever we measure, there's CUN, the measurements, 1 cun. 1 cun would be one of your finger widths. So if you've got someone else doing it for you, they might have bigger fingers, so it'd be slightly different. So when you measure with your own fingers, it is 3 fingers width up from that ankle bone inside. So inside the big ankle bone, yeah? Now that point, especially with women, will always be sensitive. It is not with men, but with women it is always sensitive, but sometimes it will be like a red hot poker, because it is a really powerful point for menstrual symptoms. Sometimes, you know, when you've got a lot of, because actually I forgot to mention this, the spleen is actually the biggest, it's the largest in lymphatic organ. So that's why it plays a big part in our immune system. So spleen 6 is really, really important, because all these 3 meridians are crossing through that point. This point actually regulates the menstruation. Now, if you are pregnant, you would not touch this point. Now, as a reflexologist, this is a point that I have used many times with people who have had menstrual problems, a lot of pain in whichever aspect of that menstrual cycle. If it's irregulated menstrual pattern, then this point can really, really help. It is a very, very powerful point. And sometimes, you know, when you get that swelling down the sides of your legs, this can also help on that point as well, if we're working on the spleen 6, the 3 yin crossing point. So if you think about the emotions that we had with liver, that's crossing this point as well. So they might feel that there's a lot of anger going on, a lot of frustration. We've got kidney. Now, kidney going through this point as well is a lot to do with fears and anxiety. And then, of course, spleen, which we're talking about, is to do with worry. So all these 3 meridians are crossing through this point. So for the menstrual problems, it is an absolute, what would I say? It is a master at getting rid of these. But it's not just a point that you would use once. This is something that we use consistently to shift the energy, because quite often that part of your ankle, whatever, it just feels like it gets a bit stagnant. Yeah, and you'll know that if you feel around that ankle area, just above the ankle on the inner side of your leg, feels a bit puffy, it feels a little bit stagnant, then you've probably got stagnated energy in that meridian, that spleen meridian, and possibly kidney and liver. So, questions you can ask yourself. Number 1, are you burdening your body with toxic foods? Are you overworking your digestive system? Are you stuffing your face with all that sugar because you feel that you need it to be more comfortable, to feel more... what do we do with sugar? We consume more sugar when we feel that we need more sweetness in our life for whatever reason. So that just sort of quells that worry, yeah? And that's another question you can ask. Do you have enough sweetness in your life? Or do you feel like there's a bit too much bitterness? Yeah, because this is all spleen energy. So that's all I think I've got to tell you about this. The Chinese do call this, or refer to this as the minister of the granary. Okay, so the granary If you're thinking of a farm terms, it's the storer, isn't it? It stores, and as we said, it cleans the red blood cells and it produces the strong white blood cells, and it stores those. So that's why I think it's probably called the Minister of the Granary. Who knows? So tomorrow I'm going to give you another topic, because we have now covered all of the meridians, and if you are interested in looking back at the different meridians that I've been talking about over the last couple of weeks, then please just go hashtag. I've hashtag tapping points. Again, there's loads and loads of information that I haven't even gone into, okay, because I'm giving you just the tip of the iceberg, because I feel that is probably enough for you to take in. But there is so much more about each and every one of these meridians. But I like to know myself a little bit more about why I'm tapping these specific points, you know, wherever they are on the head. What is the relevance emotionally, physically, spiritually? How does that help us? How does that help us to be more in flow with our energy system? So if you would like to know more, I am this week running a free 7-day experience on how you can connect to your Zen zone. We are going through loads of different techniques as to how you can really feel more calm within your life, rather than feeling more worried or anxious or fearful and feeling like you're on that treadmill and you're thinking, who the hell am I? I've lost myself. Then come and join us. I'll put the link in underneath the video. It isn't too late. You can catch up on the videos. It's not massive hard work, but I'm giving you lots of different ideas of how you can really connect to your Zen zone and connect to your Zenergy. So if you're interested, please come and join us. What have you got to lose? Nothing at all. Now tomorrow, I'm going to talk to you about water. Okay? Something we need to survive. And I know most people do not drink enough water. And also we're going to talk a little bit about the different energy of different types of water, where it comes from, etc., etc., etc. So come and join me, and I'll look forward to seeing you then. Have a fabulous day. Bye for now.